So, I thought I'd do a quick video dealing with Bohemian Grove and 9/11. And no, it's not going to be a long video at all because it's much too complicated to go into. I can't possibly unwind it all. And that was the problem, you see. The problem was that I knew I couldn't unwind it all, and so I would think to myself, how can all these things possibly be? How can it be that television shows like The Simpsons foretell the events of 9/11? How can it be that playing cards, Illuminati playing cards supposedly, foretell all these events? How can it be that countless music albums, the covers, foretell the events of 9/11? How can it be that the folding of money from $5 bills up to the $100 bill? How is it possible? That was Alex Jones in the background there. How is it possible to tie that all together? How is it possible that the numbers 9, 11, the flight numbers, how is it possible that all of that adds up to Aleister Crowley's magical formula, for lack of a better phrase? How is it possible? You could have a conspiracy. You could have a few people in on it, even, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. But eventually, the word's going to get out. And there's no way that a group of individuals acting on their own volition, could have pulled all that off. So how is it possible? Well, I think the answer is at the Bohemian Grove, to be honest. That's what I think. Now, what is the Bohemian Grove? It's a place where the elite go year to year, and they go out into the redwood woods of California, and they make a mock sacrifice of a being called Care to a giant owl god. Some say it's Molech, some say it's different god. I don't know which one it is. I just don't know. But I know it's demonic. I know ultimately they're making a sacrifice to the devil. Now, if these are the world's elites out there in the woods. Now, if you were to run across this, if you decided for some crazy notion to go out on a moonlit night and walk out in the woods, and you came across a scene like this, right? You would try to get out of there as fast as you could. You'd say, oh my goodness, there's Satan worshippers out in the woods. Right? Well, that's what's going on. The only difference is that instead of some people in your local town, these are the elites of the world. This is the real deal here. These guys are dealing with sacrificing to Lucifer. And so, that is what answers the question. The question is, how could all those events happen? The foretelling, the cards, the movies, the Simpsons, the folding of money, the Aleister Crowley occult symbolism numbers in there. How could it all be? Well, because you're dealing with demonic, they're dealing with demonic entities. And they're involved, these entities, in doing this stuff. That's the only explanation, man. That's it. Right? There is no other way around it. So, what is a conspiracy? Well, a conspiracy, if you look it up in a dictionary, is, two or more people, usually, getting together and doing something behind the scenes to make things happen. That's a conspiracy. But what is the root of the word, the actual, the root meanings of these words? If you look it up, you'll find that conspiracy means, like the word con. It's like with chili con carne, not to sound silly, but, con means with. And spiracy has to do with spirits. So a conspiracy can be something that's done with spirits. That's what went on 9/11. And that's what's still going on today. These people have done deeds, made deals, wheel and deal with the devil, and that they're convinced that this is not the devil. These are, their friends, their little friends who come and help them do all this stuff. And they get a kick out of it, And so that's basically it. Because you're going to reach a point when you're dealing with this stuff where you're going to have to sit back and go, I don't know where any of this is going anymore, because it's a tangled web. Sort of like the internet. It's a tangled web. And you finally reach the conclusion that even though it sounds simplistic, it's devils doing this stuff. It's devils that were involved in all this stuff and that are involved in it today. And these devils, because we are in the end times, right? Right now, we are there. We are in perilous times shall come. We're here. And those beings are flipping out right now. They are bouncing around because they know that their chief tormentor is on his way. His name is not Allah or Buddha. His name is Jesus Christ. And they're aware of that. And so they are just running amok. That's why all this stuff is going on right now in the world. All right. So, not to sound convoluted or confusing, but just trying to make it as simple as I can. The reason why you see all these things going on today, and they don't seem to have a logical reason. You're like, how in the world can all this stuff take place? It's a conspiracy. But it's not a conspiracy like I don't know, like some of these people on the internet will say, oh, it's a conspiracy, and, they attached bombs to the planes and this and that. No, they didn't have to do none of that. That wasn't necessary. They didn't have to go in there and pack those buildings with, stuff to bring them down beforehand. No, they didn't have to do any of that. All they had to do was fly a plane in there and then let the spirits take over. See? I know that may sound fantastic, but what other explanation do you have? Any other explanation would require hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people involved in this whole big plot that you would have to keep quiet about. See? To bring down those two towers and the Pentagon and all that stuff, it would require a lot of people in on it. If you have spirits involved, you don't need that many people. You need just the inner core praying to the certain whatever demon it is, or whatever devils it is, or the devil himself, and they work in conjunction and get this whole thing taken care of. So that's it. We'll just leave it right there, and maybe I'll pick this up another time. I'm just kind of having a general discussion about it. I'm not trying to make an airtight case because you can't. But I'm just kind of opening these things up so that maybe you might get a better idea of what is probably going on. All right, that's it.